Happy Sunday. What's up, guys? So, this is actually my second video I did for you guys today. Uh, they copyrighted my last one because I played like 51 seconds of the actual main card just for the audio purposes. I didn't care about the fight. I didn't want you guys to see it. You guys can go on YouTube and watch it. But apparently they don't take too kindly to that, and they basically blocked my video. So it is what it is. I'm here. Here I am. Can't get rid of me. But basically, the part that I showed, some dude at the beginning of the fight, I don't know who it was, I don't know his name, basically said, "Holy shit, I'm going to come," or "I'm going to come" at the beginning of the fight because he was so excited. I wouldn't say that if I was calling a fight. That's just me. I mean, I don't think that's really the best word to use, but hey, it is what it is. I wanted you guys to hear it, but I guess now you guys are going to have to go on YouTube or wherever you guys watch your videos and watch it from there. Because I did not realize that part when I was watching it, But we'll get into the fight between Jake Paul and Ben Askren here in a little bit. But I just want to touch base with you guys. I haven't released an episode about a week and a half. I just want to come to you guys today just to kind of BS with you guys. I want to talk about the fight too. But if you hear me sniffling a little bit, it's allergies. Sorry, it is what it is. I've my allergies actually gotten better as I've gotten older. Some people it's like they're dying from allergies, and that shit sucks. I know exactly how you feel. I used to, come from outside, I'd be outside all day, and I wake up next morning, my eyes would be swollen shut, or I couldn't breathe, or what the case is. But that just shows you how the human body changes as you get older. I've other things have grown on with me. As in heartburn, as everybody does. It sucked. I used to be able to eat whatever I want, drink whatever I want, and it would never bother me. But now the days of eating a whole pizza by yourself before bed is probably a bad idea. But I've gotten some medication and everything like that, and it seems to be, for the last, week and a half, I've really taken out a lot of alcohol out of my diet and put water in the same spot of it, and hey, I feel way better. I feel like actually a brand new human being, honestly. I really do. I sleep better, I fall asleep better. I've always had a problem with falling back asleep, and the THC and everything like that, hey, that helps out. But, just honestly taking the alcohol out, and, I remember I drank a lot, and I would have problems, I would have no problems going to sleep whatsoever. But man, when you get up when you wake up, take a piss in the morning, the middle of the night, sometimes you have problems going back to sleep. And that's what I always had problems with. But other than that, the last, week and a half since I've been taking it, I've been feeling great, so hey, it's all good. We'll get through this and go from there. But yeah, that fight last night. I don't know if any of you guys had the privilege to watch it on the pay-per-view. I don't know if you bought it or what, but hey, wow, I felt like I watched a circus last night. I really did. It reminded me. You had everything. You had a boxing match. You had musical acts. You had a slapping match. You had a bunch of other stuff, and I'm going to get into all that a little bit. But first off, before I do start this, and anyone that knows me personally, I am not an avid fight fan. I don't know. I couldn't tell you everyone's names. I couldn't tell you their records. I am a casual fight fan. I love to see people get their head beat in a regulated way. Street fights, no, I'm not really into that. I don't like to see a human being in a non-regulated way, in an uncontrolled environment, kick the shit out of somebody. Maybe back in the day, maybe when I was like 12, 14, yeah, I would have been down for that. But it doesn't appeal to me. and it kind of disgusts me a little bit. I don't know. It just makes my stomach queasy. But hey, anyways, I'm not a avid fight fan. I just like to go see people get kicked in, and you knocked out, whatever. So I came into this, as I didn't know shit, So I knew, Logan Paul from YouTube, a little bit. I've heard of his brother. I heard Jake a little bit. Seemed kind of a douche, maybe at first. And I watched some of the not the prelims, but the pre-fight interviews. Complete douchebag, clown, whatever you want to call it. So, anyways, and that's good for the fight game. It really is. People say that about Conor, but hey, he sells, and that's what you got to do. So I can't hate on a guy for acting like that. But hey, that's my opinion on it. Starting the night off, I went over to a buddy's house and we all watched it. I went into it with an open mind. I didn't know what to really expect. I was, let's see what happens. And we get there, and it's, you got Snoop Dogg. They're smoking blunts. They're drinking. They're having a good time. Nothing wrong with that. I like that. That was cool. And next thing you know, you got Pete Davidson there. Then actually the one surprising thing that really kind of honestly, I was really shocked, and I was actually kind of happy, was the Black Keys. The Black Keys actually played last night. Not just one song, not just two, not three, not four. I think they played 5 songs. 5. And I'm thinking, like, man, this is kind of cool. A rock act in 2021 is, getting pretty good exposure here. And I was pretty happy with that. But I was thinking, I was like, okay, so if the Black Keys are doing 5 songs, what the fuck is Justin Bieber going to do? Okay. Is he going to do like a set list, or is he going to do like 12 songs? Or, because we still had multiple other people. You had probably 5, 6, 7, 8 other people to play that night. And plus, you still had the boxing matches. You had about 4 or 5 fights, I think, something in between there. But anyways, so the Black Keys get on. I think they sound great. They, I've always been a huge fan. And they sounded really good. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And they finally got done. And then I think Pete Davidson showed up, and he goes around, he interviews people, he interviews the fighters, and we walk in at one point, Jake Paul doing some 69 with his trainers, like fucking like stretching some fucking weird way. Like, I don't know what it was, but that was kind of cool. It had like a little wrestling vibe, a little WWE vibe to it. Not for me, really. I don't get into that really, but hey, it is what it is. And then, they interview him, and Twitter's blowing up, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's going on here? So Pete Davidson shows up, and he goes around interviewing everybody, and then Ric Flair shows up. And I'm probably out of order a little bit here, but I'm just kind of going on what I remember and everything. So I'm going to touch on it a little bit here. But anyways, so, Ric Flair shows up, and there's a slapping match. There's a legit slapping match. This is probably the second fight of the night, if you think about it. Second or third. That's including the boxing matches. So this slapping match goes on. Ric Flair is officiating it in the middle. So these two big old dudes are slapping the shit out of each other. Okay? And, I thought that was kind of cool, a bunch of people watching it. And it was kind of cool, though. You see other people, and of course, we've been in this pandemic lifestyle the last year or so. So seeing other people around other people, that was pretty neat. Some people wearing masks, some people not. It was a little weird. It really was. People not really, acting like we're in a pandemic. But hey, I'm cool with that, and that we got to move on. It is what it is. But hey, that's a complete topic for a different day. But I thought the slapping match was pretty good. They had Steve Urkel. The dude that played Steve Urkel was, of course, that was before my time. I don't remember the name of the show. But he was there. He was dressed up as Urkel. Of course, you had, who else? These are the performing acts that they had. Gosh. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so you had Justin Bieber, the Black Keys, Doja Cat, Saweetie, Diplo, Major Lazer. Of course, you have Mount Westmore, which is like a rap supergroup featuring, Ice Cube, Too Short, E40. Snoop Dogg was performed. Ice Cube performed. E40, which I haven't heard of since high school. He somehow came around. Don't ask why, don't ask how, but he was there. Random as hell. Too Short. I think it was this dude. He kept going on like in between. He was like bitch like every 10 seconds, whatever it was. All right, so they all perform, and I didn't really get in with outside of Ice Cube and Snoop. I didn't really get down with all the others. A lot of lip singing. I felt like I was in a strip club. I really did. And then we get to the Frank Mir fight. I can't remember who he was fighting, but Frank Mir, former UFC guy, and then you got Oscar De La Hoya calling the fight with some other dude that at one point in time you had, which I'll get into more of this towards the end. This is where I got copyrighted at one point. But basically, I don't remember the main play-by-play announcer guy. Looked like a doofus. He had the fuzzy ball, like the mic was like over his eyeball at one point. Fucking doof. Who else? You had the dude from Saved by the Bell, which is random as hell. I don't got nothing against the guy. Didn't think he was a boxing guy, but hey, if he is a boxing guy, that's cool. But you had him. Yeah, some random boxing guy. I thought he would be a little bit more into it, but he was kind of quiet. I know he's like, yeah, I never drank on the air before until now. After that, he was silent. I didn't hear from him. Maybe he was stoned. I don't know. Maybe he's just, whatever. So, that all went on. Oscar De La Hoya gets on there coked out, and it's just, oh, man. It seemed like at first, man, he was just bashing the UFC. And I know him and Dana's got beef, and I'm really looking forward to that soundbite and that interview with Dana after he watched it. If it's out right now, I haven't watched it yet, but I totally want to watch that because of the beef they have, and Oscar De La Hoya was not there last night. His body was there, but he was completely jacked up on coke and probably some other things. But hey, it's not my thing. But hey, whatever. So he comes on and it was just cringy. It really was. He was just like baby, 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 like every 20 seconds, baby. Look at that baby. Look at and it was just okay. Like when's the next fight? So, but the fights, getting to the Jake Paul end of it, the Ben Askren, all that, what do you expect? Let's be honest. Ben had just had hip surgery. I don't know exactly when. Okay, you have that. Then, this dude's he's not a boxer. Even when he was in the UFC, he's not a boxer. He's not going to wow you, punching somebody. He's not. I mean, he can, but he's not. He's a world-class wrestler. That's what he is. And that's the problem. And I knew that Jake Paul would probably win. Did I want Jake to win? No, I did not. But was I shocked? No, I was not. Because it's just the type of fighter that Ben was. Jake's got some good power to him. I know he's, it was his third professional fight. He fought Nate Robinson last time, but why? When is Nate Robinson not a box? Like, dude was a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that should have been a professional fight. Why in the hell is Nate Robinson a professional boxer? Well, I don't know. That should have been an amateur fight. When I look at Nate Robinson, I think about the slam dunk contest before I think of a boxer. He ain't a boxer. Now, if Jake Paul wants to be taken seriously, I highly suggest boxing somebody who is a boxer. That's the only way you're going to get any type of respect, especially from casual fans as myself and you want to step out of your big brother's shadow, which I did watch the pre-fight interviews. I thought they were hilarious. Ben Askren, did he had some really good trash talking points. The whole little brother thing, and Jake just came off really really mad about it. You could tell it really bothered him. I don't know the guy personally, so I can't say as a personal level, but he seemed kind of like a douche, as in Jake. Ben was just trying to sell the fight, whatever. But it's not my cup of tea. Jake is not. But hey, whatever. You got to fight somebody with a pulse in the arm. How are you going to be? Seriously, you're never going to be taken seriously, especially in the UFC world or even the boxing world. I know there's some people out there that have started to, Jake's, he does have skill, but there's always that but there in my eyes, until he fights somebody with a boxing pulse. It's just the way it's going to be. You can say he's got skill. You can say he's 3-0 all you want. But the guy has not fought anybody with a boxing pulse. Okay? Now, I have not figured out who was the guy in the commentary when the main fight started. This dude, he was like, "Oh my, I'm going to come." At the beginning of the main event, as soon as the bell rang, ding, 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 and a couple seconds go by, oh my gosh, I'm going to come. He was so excited for Jake Paul to fight Ben Askren. He was going to come. I don't think so. I just don't. I mean, I don't see why it'd be that exciting. I didn't feel that. I was like, man, when's this cringe show going to end? All night long, it was just a cringe show. It was like the XFL for boxing. It was the XFL for boxing. That's what it was. It was WWE, all that mixed in with a music concert. And I felt like we got that. It was like a Grammys. We got that crap shoved in our throat. Some crap artists. Most of it was crap. I didn't enjoy it. The musical side of it, like I said, I felt like I was in a strip club without having to pay money. So, that's just my feeling on it. So other people might have liked it. I thought it was a cringe show. I thought Jake Paul was a clown. Whatever. So that's my point of view on it. I wish I could play the audio for you, but I would get banned again. I'll get my video taken down. But UFC 261 taken away from the boxing. Now, real quick though, before I do step aside on the boxing, is as a casual fan, maybe the purpose of this show, I guess, is to make boxing come back, get a newer audience for boxing. Maybe. Not for me. As a casual fan, if you're trying to sell that to me, you're trying to come to me like, hey, Michael, I want you to become a boxing fan. Watch this. It'll make you become a boxing fan. Watch this presentation and see if it makes you become a boxing fan. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Okay, so I came into an open mind, this and that. And here we are, we got one fight in. I've seen the Black Keys. I saw a slap off. And I saw Saweetie. And who else? Like I said, I'm a big Black Keys fan. That's cool. Diplo or whoever, not for me. I think they could have done without it. I really do. But hey, if that's what makes you money, cool, by all means. But it's not for me. I have to sell. I would have to sell that. I was literally halfway through it. I was like, what the fuck are we watching? Along with other people that I was with. But anyways, whoever Jake Paul decides to fight, I hope that he fights somebody with a boxing pulse. And if he does fight somebody that's, younger, I want to see him fight somebody younger with a boxing background, with some fights behind him. Yeah, I would probably watch that again. I really, really would, because I think he does have potential, but we have nothing to go off of. We go off of a worn down UFC wrestler and a worn down NBA player, and I don't know who that other bum was that he fought. I don't. So until then, until he fights somebody with a pulse, I'm good. I'm good. Now that's not taken away from like actual real boxing, because that was not real boxing last night. You know, the Floyd Mayweathers, the Mike Tysons of the world. You know, those are boxing, man. Those are boxers. You know, that like I said, I haven't seen anything on what they said about the fight or whatever, but that's not boxing. That's not boxing. That's, that was a clown show, and it was awful. But hey, like I said, some people might have liked it. I didn't. But let's move on. Before we do finish up here today, man, Usman and Masvidal for UFC 261 in Jacksonville. We got fans back. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Just seeing fans in the stadium, I've missed it. It really makes the fight game better. It makes the sports world better. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to it. You got Zhang fighting Rose. And let me say this, Zhang was the greatest women's fight I've ever seen, period. And that was the last fight that I remember watching pre-COVID. That was the last fight that before COVID, everything got shut down. So Zhang, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I know there's some communism blood going through with Rose right now. I know she made some comments, but man, that's gonna be a good fight. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Masvidal. So we'll see. It's gonna be really, really interesting. So, but man, that's gonna be next weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Man, it's man, I can't wait. So, but you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please give it a like, give it a share, give my page a like, YouTube, everything. This will also be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything of that nature. So I look forward to your all support and continued support. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in.